I watched One Piece episode 1129, and here are my thoughts on this new One Piece episode. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the episode, then go and watch the episode before watching this review. So finally, we got to see Kuma's backstory, and what I have been telling you guys, we are not prepared for it. Even the manga readers who have been preparing for a long time for this episode cannot contain their sadness over Kuma's backstory. So this episode starts off with continuing that Bonnie has stabbed Saint Saturn in a moment of sadness, which happened in the previous episode, which I forgot to include in my previous review. After getting stabbed, Saint Saturn responds with sending Bonnie flying across the sky while catching her mid-air, and also knocking Sanji with his new form of strange haki or devil fruit power we haven't seen yet. Also the same power hold back rest of the crew who were trying to rescue Bonnie. While this is happening, Luffy run out of power and become a frail old man in front of Saint Saturn, who almost killed him if not for Frankie. Saint Saturn continues being the arrogant person he is, killing every marine whose ranking is below Commodore and calling other vice admiral insects, claiming that he voluntarily got stabbed and he could have prevented it by himself. Also, Frankie, after saving his captain, then boasts about his captain being chased by one of the highest authority of the world. By that time, Admiral Kizaru admits that he is temporarily not able to do his work properly, but we all know he is hiding his sadness and trying not to show Saint Saturn his tears. He is feeling sad about hurting his friends, hurting Vegapunk. Saint Saturn explained to the Straw Hats and the Vegapunk that they can't possibly escape from this island, not when it was surrounded by hundreds of Navy ships. After this, Saint Saturn orders the nearby marine to shoot Bonnie at once. While they are preparing, at this moment, Bonnie begins to remember her father, Kuma, and then we begin to dive into his backstory. So be prepared for it. So, 47 years ago, before our current storyline, we see that our Kuma has been born in a town in South Blue. Also, this episode introduces Kuma's parents. Also, we see that his father is a buccaneer, an escaped member of a tribe who committed a crime against the Celestial Dragon long time ago. First 4 years of Kuma's life has been relatively peaceful, but it was a calm before the storm. For a moment there, we see 4-year-old Kuma, who has been a good boy, helping his parents in many chores, but his life come crashing down when world government didn't find out about his father's heritage, and doctor come down to warn them, but it was too late. They kidnapped both of his parents and also him. His father tried to put back a fight but cannot fight the world government agents as they were obviously powerful. After his family were captured, he was separated from both of his parents and were forced to lift heavy things for the amusement of other celestial dragons. After some time, when he was randomly crying after being hit by the celestial dragons, his father spotted him and calls out his name. while he wiped his tears. Well, he was about to cry even more after his father tell him that his mother has died due to the celestial dragons. Kuma's father begins to tell Kuma about the story of the sun god Nika, the warrior of liberation, to put a hope in his heart and also tell him the rhythm that bring them hope. Also, the rhythm got his father killed right before him due to his father producing too much noise, according to a celestial dragon. After a while, Kuma were imprisoned in a new island, which is named God Valley. The new island that the celestial dragon choose to continue their slave hunting celebration, which they have every 3 years. We also get introduced to Prime Figure and Garling. One of the most weird things about this is that his hair wasn't red even when he was supposed to be the father of Shanks, Figure and Samrock. After Saint Figure and Garling launches an attack against the original king of the God Valley due to disrespect of the celestial dragon, Kuma got to escape in this chaos, but it was not long-lived as Kuma was recaptured by the other slaves. This episode gives us introduction of two kids which will be important for the future plot. These are my thoughts on this new One Piece episode. What do you think of this episode? I am most excited about the next One Piece episode because it was about the long awaited God Valley incident. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. I will see you in my next video.